And I know there's people out there that watch other people in their marketplace call on for sale by owners and call on expireds and, kill it. And then they watch some people call for sale by owners and expireds and have no results from that. Therefore, they make the story in their mind of like, it works for them, it doesn't work for me, or it didn't work for that person, it's not going to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get people to just pick up the phone and make those phone calls? What do you find to work best for you and your clients?
I'll bring up that grandmother. That's she she's one of our power agents, and she's learning how to raise this young child. And so she brings the kid to school 7:30 every morning, wakes up, makes breakfast, drives him to school. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So she is inconsistent with calling for his post. Last time she called, she generated $1.1 million in revenue, not revenue, sales production. She listed, it sold. They bought something from her, so it was 1.1 million from one phone call. She said, "But Darryl, I'm just not consistent." I said, "Well, you got to just schedule the time and be committed to the time." She says, "Well, I try and then I get distracted." And this was my answer, Chadi. Let me ask you a question. If let's say something came up, it was a big distraction. I don't care what it is. But it's a distraction. Would you not take this kid to school at 7:30? Oh no, I'll bring the kid. Yeah, that's right. Nothing in the universe will stop you from taking that kid, or even more, picking that kid up. The world evolves around that appointment because you're that committed to this kid. You need to be the same way with your prospect.
I love it. So basically, yeah, the way that one of my other mentors said it best and drilled it in my head when I was actively out in the field is he said, your prospecting appointment is more important than your listing appointment because without the prospecting, you ain't getting the listing.
That's right. Here's another one. I like to use the farming analogy. We tell our students, being an agent, it's like what a farmer does. Farmer, plants the seeds, then waters it and fertilizes it and cultivates, and eventually produces results. And that's the planting the seed is the prospecting. If he don't or she don't plant the seeds, they ain't no crop. So if you don't pick up the phone and start that new conversation. By the way, you wanted me to. I don't. It just came to me about the shoe store. You wanted me to talk about the shoe store?
Yeah, let's talk about the shoe store.
Unless you had it plugged in somewhere else and I don't know about. Like, is now the time you want me to say it?
Well, I had it plugged in for exactly right now. So you got
okay. Boy, you're an expert here, man. You see, you're a pro. You picked up right on that. Okay. So what Chadi wanted me to talk about, because he heard me talk about this once before, that building inventory is like any kind of business. It's not about getting listings, it's about building inventory. And that's the important thing, is what every agent should be thinking about is not getting listings, but building inventory. And here's the difference. If let's say you decide to get out of real estate, you're going to sell something else like shoes. So you have your shoe store and you got your racks, you got your shoes. When somebody comes to your store and they buy a pair of shoes, that's a great thing. You made a sale. But if you don't restock that shelf, you're going to be in a heap of trouble in a few months when all your inventory is sold. So, and by the way, that shoe store still costs money. You can have an empty store, but you still got to pay rent, you got to pay utilities, etc. And the same is true about real estate. Our inventory is our listings, and an agent has no listings. They have an empty shoe store. So that's one of the things we wanted to talk about with you guys as well, is focus on building your inventory. And here's one other thing, Chadi, is I tell agents that have like low-level production, zero production or something, to just, just get one pair of shoes, one listing in the next 30 days. The game is build your inventory by one a month. That's the game. Build your inventory by one a month. So if you got zero in the next 30 days, get it to one. Great. Now month two, do the same thing too. Month three, do it again. But this time in month three, one of those listings sold. So now what you have to do is get one to replace what sold plus one more. Now at the end of 12 months, you should have 12 active listings on the shelves, but you were restocking during the year. That's how you double your income. Just build your focus, play the game, commit to the process of building your shoe store, one inventory a month. That's it.
Nice and simple. Nice and simple.